Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found me. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. In today's video, I'm going to do a flip of my Filofax Silver Mist Croco in the personal size. And we'll just talk about what's new since my last flip, what's working, what isn't, and let's just get right into it. So I'm going to start with this dashboard here, which is the 3-pocket from Catspresso Co. Still have the pictures of my family and the Disney confetti we got on a Disney cruise. Keeping that here, I do like having a reminder of, the most important people in my life as soon as I open my planner. Still using my dividers from Catspresso Co. Like them a lot. They're really sturdy. I like the deco. And then I just use my own label maker to make the labels for it. This is a piece of vellum that I laminated that I thought was pretty, and when I got the sticker, this sticker was on the box that this planner came in. I just stuck that on there. This is from Cloth and Paper. And then I have some blank note paper, in case I need to jot something down. I've got that there. I keep this with me, like if I'm making phone calls or something like that, and I feel like I need to take notes, I have the paper handy. And I like to keep everything about my life all in one place. So that's the purpose of that. Okay, so here is this I set up in December. These are my low buy, no buy rules for the year, and so far so good. I have stuck with all of this, so yay me. I will definitely say that the planner, not buying planner supplies is the trickiest one for me. I really, I like planners and I like planner stuff, but I haven't bought any yet this year, so I'm doing well. One of the things that helps me stay on track with that is this inventory of planner stuff that I did in December to remind myself of why I was doing a no buy. One of the reasons was the money. The other is just having too much stuff, just having too much inventory in general in the house. And I've been working pretty hard to declutter, not just planner stuff, but like just other things too, because we are hoping in the next couple of years to move, and I would like to pay to move only the things that we actually use and need. So this has been helping me avoid temptation, especially as far as like buying new ring binders. I do not need them. I may want them, but I don't need them. And so I'm trying not to buy anything I don't actually need. Well, at least planner supplies. Doesn't mean I'm not having any fun. I am going to Disney World in a few weeks, so yeah, cry me a river, right? Okay, so anyway, I have some more note paper in here. This is printables from SM Plans. I thought was really pretty. So I got some of those, and then some of these Moterm sheets that I actually find really helpful, really useful. And I have a whole bunch because I have a few Moterm covers that I haven't even used yet in this size. So another reason I don't need to buy new covers. I have brand new in box that I haven't used yet. So this dashboard is an example of something I'm thinking about taking out. I like the sticky notes. They're really pretty, but I'm going to be completely honest. When I moved into this planner, I put a few things in like this in an attempt to make my planner chunky. I love the look of chunky planners. Those are the planners that I'm drawn to when I watch planner flips on YouTube. It's what I'm drawn to when I'm looking at planner stuff on Instagram. I love them, and I want my planner to be like that too. What I have realized, though, for me personally, is that I want my planner to be chunky, but I also want it to be chunky with a purpose, or purposefully chunky. More, I think, organically chunky, like just lived in. And so for me, I added some things to make it a little chunkier than it was on its own when I moved into this in December. But now some time has gone by, and I feel like it's chunking up in a different way that is functional for me, pretty, and I don't need some of the things that I put in to make it look chunky back when I first moved in. Hope that makes sense. So This is an example. I think I'm going to take this out, but it's not. I didn't cut the holes. I didn't put the slits in the holes, so I'd have to pull the rings apart to open it, and I don't want to do that on camera because I'm afraid it's going to go flying. I don't need to have a huge supply of sticky notes in my planner like that either, because my planner doesn't leave the house. So I don't need like on-the-go sticky notes, because the planner is in the same room as the desk drawer that I have full of sticky notes. So I think I'm going to take that out. But it did help me feel like I had a chunky planner when I started, and I am grateful for that. This and other things like it. Here's some more deco from That's Cloth and Paper. This little dashboard, I made this the other day. In fact, I did a little video while I was making it to show how I did it. I made this because my kids surprised me with flowers on Valentine's Day. And of course flowers die, but I wanted to sort of like keep the memory. So I took a picture of the flowers and made this dashboard. I put the picture here, and then the card that came with it is on the back. And then I put these are some cloth and paper cards. This I found the other day when I was doing some decluttering. It says she remembered who she was and the game changed. I feel like that's happened to me a few times in my life, and I thought it was a good reminder for where I am personally in my life right now. And this was from, Teresa Collins. I'm pretty sure this was swag from Go Wild Las Vegas. That would have been 2019. Not 100% sure, but I think that's where I got that. Okay, so this section of my planner, this is my Disney World planning section. I also did a video on creating this section. That's on my playlist if you want to watch it. So this is a dashboard I made from a piece of tissue paper that came in a Shop Disney order that I just laminated, which I had in my planner before I made this section. And then I just moved it because I thought it was the perfect thing to have at the front of my Disney World section. And then I made this tab so it would be easy to find. It's just an Avery tab with a Sharpie. So I'm not going on a Disney cruise. I am using Disney Cruise Line Post-it notes in this section, mostly to put like flight information on, because I don't know if it happens to you, but to me, I feel like I book my flights so far ahead that I get like 4 or 5 changes to flight times and stuff like that before I actually fly anywhere. So I just keep putting the updated info on these. These are Happy Planner stickers that I just thought were cute. So the first few pages of this section I have clipped together because it's confirmation numbers and things like that, which obviously I wouldn't share on camera, but I can show you. I am using this section. It wasn't just a, hey, let's make a video. I really do use it. I started my list of things to buy, which I don't need to buy a ton of things, but I do have a few things, and so that's in progress. I'm working on my packing list. So as I mentioned in the video, when I put the video I made about this section, I make 3 different packing lists. So it's my check luggage, my carry-on bag, and what I'm going to put in my handbag. The one that's I'm struggling with a little bit right now is my carry-on bag, because I haven't fully decided whether I'm going to take, a carry-on size suitcase, on wheels for that, or if I just want to carry a tote bag. I'm thinking with the fact that I have to make connecting flights, it might be easier just to throw a tote bag over my shoulder than to have the wheeled carry-on with me. So I'm still thinking about that. So I've started making the lists. I have not started planning my outfits yet. I'll do that when I get closer. Pretty sure I know what days I'm doing what, especially where now when you go to Disney World, you have to make park reservations. But I'm just going to wait till I get a little bit closer to start figuring that out. This is still in here. This is a Pocket TN dashboard that I cut down and punched because I thought it was pretty, and I think the Go Where Your Dreams Take You, Disney World is where my dreams take me, so I thought it was an appropriate piece of deco to have right here by my trip planning section. This was from Lauren Phelps Designs a million years ago. So this is one of those dashboards that I might take out that I put in to try to chunk up my planner, but I don't really need it in here, so this may go. And we've got the Filofax calendar, cloth and paper, and then here's another Catspresso Code dashboard that I still need something for up here, but I'm not putting stuff in just to put it in. So when I have something that I think is appropriate, it will go there. This is a picture, I think you can see it without too much glare. This is a picture I took on the boardwalk at Disney World. This is early morning. I pretty much have the boardwalk to myself when I get up that early. And right here you can see the arm of the bench that I like to sit on to have my morning coffee. So that's one of my favorite things to do. And every time I look at this picture, I get really, really excited about going back. Okay, another Catspresso Co. divider, another Lauren Phelps Pocket TN dashboard that I cut down. This is a dashboard I made out of a tissue box because I thought the pattern was pretty. And underneath this sticky note, there's actually a note from my daughter that she left me before she went back to college. I covered it for privacy purposes, but I like having dashboards like this in here to stick things like that on, so I always have them. Especially, you know, when my kids were little, they used to write me notes and draw me pictures and stuff like that all the time, but now that they're adults, that happens less frequently, and so when it does happen, I want a place to put them so that I don't lose them. Next thing that's working really well for me is these task trackers that I've made out of paper that came in the Filofax, came with my Filofax. I just handwrite them. It's not a big deal, and I like that whole idea of using what I have. So this is working well for me. So this is an at a glance for different household tasks. So it's the tasks. I try to separate them a little bit by first floor and second floor of the house, and then the week, and then I just put, you know, a dot when I do it. I do write in my weeklies, I do write under each day what I'm doing that day, and so I guess it's a little bit redundant, but the purpose of this is I really like being able to go back and look at the whole month at a glance and say, okay, when was the last time I did that, instead of having to flip through individual weeks and then read each day to see what I did when. This is just a nice overview. So this is working well, and the little tab I have here that was just made out of scrap laminate and my label maker, that works well for me to be able to flip right to the page. One of the changes that is in here is these dividers that I have. I only have 6 months of weekly pages in at a time because the planner would be like impossible. I don't think it would all fit if I tried to have the whole year in here and still have some deco. So I have 6 months in here, and I made these, I didn't really make them, I hole punched them. So I subscribed to Cloth and Paper for the last 3 months of 2021. And I think it was the December box that came with this calendar, this desk calendar. So there was a card for each month. It's really nice, sturdy cardstock. And there was a little wooden block, so you'd stand them up in it and you would just have the current month on display. Thing is, I don't need a desk calendar, but it was so pretty, and I was like, I held on to it because I didn't want to toss it, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. And then it occurred to me to check, and it does fit in the rings. I mean, it's not as big as the paper, but it is wide enough, or tall enough, I don't know how I want to say that, to hole punch it and use it as a monthly divider. So that's what I'm doing. So I have 6 months in here right now, and then I do have the rest of them to use when I put the second half of the year in. So I'm liking it. Yeah, and I just kind of felt good about using something that I had that was pretty, that I paid for, and using it maybe in a way that it wasn't intended, but it still works for me. So I think I've shown you my January pages already, but in case you missed it, here you go. So these are the completed January pages. I am using the inserts that come with a Filofax planner. The thing that I do a little different, though, I like the inserts. I like to separate the day into date-specific tasks or appointments. I keep track of my workouts here, and then I have like this is the section I fill in pretty much on a daily basis with, excuse me, whatever it is I'm going to be doing that day. So I don't, though, like the days of the week and the dates are too small for me. I need them to pop a little more. So I've been doing, whiting it out, rewriting the day and then I've been using date dots or just writing in bigger numbers the date. So that's what I did in January to handle that. And then we get into February, and I started February, same thing, just a little bit of white out in places and rewriting the days and the dates. And then here's some more February page. Did that again. And then we get to last week. I was going through my very limited supply of stickers. I've gotten rid of most of what I had for stickers because I wasn't using them. But when I was a highly decorative planner, my favorite deco was date covers. And so when I did my sticker purge, I didn't purge date covers. And I found them the other day. And I decided to give them a try. I love the little bit of deco that they give to the page. I like how it makes the day and the date pop. And so it's functional decorative, and I'm drawn to that. So I wasn't sure I was going to like it because I didn't know if it took up too much space, given that you don't have a whole ton of space on these inserts. But it worked really well. So I used these last week when I first put it together. In fact, I think I did a plan with me with this. When I first put it together, I wasn't sure, but as the week went on, I was like, yep, I still love date covers. So for the week that I am recording this, I used them again. I am recording this on Wednesday. So there are still a few days left in February, but I think we're close enough that I can call this a February overview too. So yeah, I really am loving the date covers. So I went through all of the stickers that I do have left, and I pulled out all of the date covers, the date dots, task stickers that could be turned into date covers, and I think I have about 30 weeks worth in my stash. So I should be able to get through a lot of the rest of the year. I may have to skip a few weeks in order to make it to the end of the year and not break my planner no-buy. Still thinking about that. That's another question. Again, date covers, I enjoy them. I will run out of them. Is it a legit purchase on a planner no-buy year if it's something I run out of? That is, I want to say optional. Let me know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is it legit, or should I just stick to the not buying anything? Okay, so that's that. And that's really another thing that's working. Well, actually, you probably noticed too that I've got a lot of blue pen. This is what I use. It's just one of those Bic crystal. These are like my favorite pens when I was a kid, and 57 years old, and I'm back to them being my favorite pen. I have this one. I have one more. That's another so if I run out, is it legit to buy new ones before the year ends? And with this, it's tough because while I would run out of this specific pen, that planner inventory that I did in December shows that I still have I don't know, something like 200 pens. Or I think I stopped counting at 200 pens. I have a lot of pens. So is it legit to buy this when I certainly have many, 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 many other pens that I could use? Let me know your thoughts. I'm curious. Okay, so then the other thing I'm using still that I really like is this size Post-it note for pre-planning. This I threw on March because I'm not sure what day I'm going to do my March budget. So that's a note to myself about that. But these are nice. Actually, I just pulled one off because I was going to do this next week and I ended up doing it today. But see how nicely that fits in a Filofax. It fits pretty well. So I use these to put things in my planner that are typically something I'm going to do either in a specific week, which I'd put up here, or if I know the day, like if it's a day I have a haircut or something, I'll use it to put it on the day before I get to that week, because I don't like to write things in before I do the setup of, you know, drawing my line, putting my dates on, stuff like that. I like to do I like to prep the pages before I actually write anything on them. So that's what these are good for. When I'm doing something that is date specific, like this was just, and actually I did that today, so I can take that off. And this will be like sometime in the first couple of days of March. When I'm doing something that's date specific, when I put it on here, I actually do write the date on the sticky note so that if it falls off, I still know what day it was meant to be on. Anyway, so this note is about when I do a budget every month, and I use sinking funds in our budget, and I have to adjust some of them. And so this was a note to remind myself to adjust my sinking funds to account for some things that happen. So that's another thing I'm curious about, and if you would leave your comment below, I'd appreciate it. It's not like planning, but it is budget planning, and would you be interested in a video about how I use sinking funds in our budget? Let me know. Okay, so there's not much on these pages. These are just the weeklies from now until June. Another Catspresso Co. divider. This was a card that we got. Our alma mater for undergrad is UMass Amherst, and this came the other day. And I cut it down and punched it. And this is an example of like the kind of stuff I want to have in my planner where, again, it's more organic growth of my chunky planner, I guess. You know, this came in the mail. I liked it. I thought it was cute, and I wanted to save it. So I just, you know, cut it down, punched it, put it in. And that's the kind of stuff I want to put in here. Like this card that I found when I was doing some cleaning out. It was meant for, I think, pocket TNs maybe, or maybe B6, I don't know. But I like it, so it's there. I still have a few of these daily sheets in here that are undated that I bought on Amazon, that they're great on days that I have a ton of stuff I need to get done, and they help me organize my day when that's necessary. I'm in a season in my life where this doesn't happen very often. In fact, I haven't used any of these since, I want to say, the end of January. And they came in a pack of 300 or so, 300 days. So it's quite possibly a lifetime supply. But I do like them, and I just have a few in here for when I need them. Some grid paper, because everyone needs grid paper. I'm kidding. I like grid paper. So I do like to keep this in here. And this came with the Filofax. And then this last section is the section that in my last flip, I said I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this section. And I just decided a couple weeks ago that I'm using this just to keep track of YouTube videos and like social media stuff. So that's what I'm using that for. So I did come up with a use for it. And I have this, another Catspresso Co. that I'm using as a page lifter. And then my back pockets, I've got a couple stamps. This is a photo. It's a photo ID of me from a job I had a few years ago. Well, fall of 2019, the picture was taken. I keep it in here because it's a picture of me when I was probably at my heaviest weight. And I like to keep it in here to remind myself of how far I've come and to remind myself to make good choices so that I don't go back to that weight. In the past year and a half, I've lost 85 pounds, and I really want to keep it off. But some days are easier than others to stick to that. And so when I look at that picture, it reminds me of like how hard I've worked and how much I don't want to be there anymore. So that's why that is in there. And then this card came in the box. I bought a necklace from Lillian & Co. It's a silver bar that says "We Go On." I think you can see that. I like it because they put these little inspirational cards in with their in the jewelry boxes. This is "We Go On." If you are a Disney fan, a Disney World fan, like I am, I used to love Illuminations, which was the Epcot fireworks show, and the song "We Go On" was part of the show, and I love the song, so that's why the card is there. My back pockets, there's really not much in here. It's mostly, I keep a couple of pieces of Filofax like that, just for when I want to measure something, so I know when I'm going to measure something to put it in here. that if I need to cut it down or whatever, I use that as a guide. And then I've got a few of the date covers in there that I will be using. So that's it. That is the flip. That's what's new, what's come, what's going. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. I am still absolutely loving this cover. I thought I'd only be in it till the end of February. I sort of had a plan for moving into something different in March. But nope, I am sticking with this cover because I still absolutely love my Filofax Silver Mist Croco in the personal size. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate your support. And thanks for watching them. See you next time.